All right, let's talk about that. UK tournament day two finale. Kyle, as a native Brit on our active Skype call, how does that make you feel? I know you're a big Pete
Well,
Dunne fan, but does it really matter who won? Or
I just find it amazing how WWE allowed a 19-year-old to hold a bloody WWE championship.
yeah, and this is the UK tournament, or the UK championship is something that I will not say is going to be a throwaway intercontinental United States title, even cruiserweight title. I think the UK title actually is more. It's built to look more prestigious, and it's honestly it looks more valuable than the Universal title. And
Definitely,
that's
definitely.
that's the big thing. So
Like late 2016 and now early 2017, British wrestling has been very forefronted to like the casual fans' eyes. And I've always said that British wrestling is probably the best wrestling in the world. Like Japanese wrestling is also good, but still, British wrestling is coming so much far from like the world of sports days, having absolutely nothing to having the Jimmy Havoc storyline to this. Is stuff like that that's the reason why we have a United Kingdom champion now. And I don't think we're gonna. This is not the last we see of Pete Dunne. I feel like the thing
oh
they have with Regal
no,
now is absolutely gold,
most of
and I
those guys
want
are
to
going to get
see a
signed to
Regal
the
versus
show.
Dunne match.
Yeah,
I
definitely with
want to
the
see a
UK
Regal.
show. Do
I want to
you
see a Regal Dunne match.
how early would you predict the show to appear in the UK? Because with big competition showing up in the UK, like World of Sport, of course WCPW, ICW Progress, all of them. How soon do you give it till WWE nabs these
Well,
guys?
though the American viewers may not understand this, but I think if they're good in terms with the BBC, they may be well. Actually, the thing is, you've got Sky Sports, so they
Yeah.
might see on the Sky Sports. But because ITV are right now have the World of Sport and
Mm-hmm.
BBC have nothing, and they are the biggest uh, TV channel in the UK because it's free
Mm-hmm.
and so is ITV. But I feel like the BBC are going to get something eventually. Like they're going to come to just realize that we need to get our own product out of this. But I think WWE may soon. 2 months, maybe less than that.
Well, you think they bragged about how we put this tournament together in 6 months, and it's like this feels like something they literally snapped their fingers and did in the course of like a month. Like this was such a sudden tournament, and of course we didn't have the 32 guys in the cruiserweight classic or the ridiculously long build of the classic. But I much preferred it, and I liked it a lot more and valued it a lot more being a 2 day thing. You know what I mean? Of course, the first day was slow. It was a grind. It was like, it was like this is obvious. But then we got some good Pete Dunne stuff there, definitely showcasing. Hey, we're probably gonna get more of him definitely on this show. Like some guys definitely stood out on here. You can definitely see that Wolfgang will get signed. I think he was very beloved. Tyler Bate, of course, is champion, so he's gonna get signed now. Mark Andrews, I think, definitely stood out. Him and Pete Dunne, what I definitely say is match of the entire tournament. That was a
Oh yeah,
great
definitely.
match. Even though I'm a big Mark Andrews fan, Pete Dunne winning was necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Necessary.
I feel like they would miss out big time if they don't sign Mark Andrews. And plus, it would be a major middle finger to TNA.
Yeah. And then they already did that with TJ Perkins.
Yeah, and he, I think in some respects, because you know how like nowadays, Doji and the wrestling as a total, they focus on heels. Like people absolutely love Pete Dunne, which is understandable, but we don't get much faces.
Yeah.
And Mark Andrews is probably one of the most pure faces in the whole wrestling.
Even though aside from that weird TNA heel thing, they were trying literally like right before he left for this tournament. They were trying that, but I think definitely keeping him as a face will do good. We definitely need some more heels. I think if we are going to be running this UK show weekly as we do with 205 Live, the awkward part is when will we do this? I will say WWE would probably do this either on a Wednesday or Thursday night. What's big in the UK Wednesday and Thursday nights? Like what days does soccer as we call over here, or football, rugby, like those type of big sports there are
They're
showcased.
usually they're usually on a Saturday or Sunday.
So yeah, I
You
guess
won't see them during the week.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I reckon, well, actually, SmackDown doesn't on Friday anymore. So I assume they're probably going to put it on Friday because that's Friday is the
When is
time
World
where
of
people.
Sport? Do you know
They haven't actually confirmed
a day?
it's continued. They've just done the pilot so far.
Uh huh.
Um, so I don't know when if that's going to become a thing.
Yeah. I'll definitely say this in the UK tournament. There was definitely a bunch of big name guys that were missing out, in my opinion. Of course, the Jimmy Havocs, who I believe has returned from injury, right? So he was,
Yeah,
yeah, he was definitely
I
cleared. Guys like Mark Haskins were more understandable because the injury with the neck. Joe Hendry, without a doubt, was a big shocker for not being in there. Some other guys not being in there was a big shocker. But I think this was really thrown together right now at a perfect moment where they're seeing that the UK market is going through a golden age, as we'll say, because it
the
was kind of
thing
quiet for you guys for the last like 10 years. You know what I mean? And now
yeah
things
the
have
thing is
exploded.
like with the big name thing is that the reason why we didn't have Jimmy Havoc is because he's not really what WWE are looking for. Like I love him
Well,
to bits. Like
they got
he's
Tommy
my
End
favorite.
though, and he
Yeah,
his
but
he's a very unique character that would be a good character in WWE, but his uh, attitude style, I could say, doesn't really necessarily fit it. You know what I mean?
yeah. But the thing is, Jimmy Havoc, you have someone who has Die Havoc Die on a shirt, and it's worldwide, and you have crowds, 700 people just chanting "Die Havoc Die,"
Well, they did
and
kill
you think,
Sting Kill though too in America, so
yeah, but you have in they've changed that to fight Owens fight. So
yeah,
what they're gonna say to Havoc go to sleep, Havoc go to sleep.
sleep Jimmy sleep, torture Jimmy torture. That could
The
work.
thing is
That could
that
work.
we couldn't have Marty Scroll in there because he's signed with Ring of Honor.
ROH, yeah, yeah,
We couldn't have Will Ospreay because he's with Ring of Honor
yeah.
and New Japan.
Zack Saber Jr.'s
Um,
too soon after the cruiserweight stuff, so
yeah, that would be too soon. He's already established in the casual
yeah,
fans
guys
mindset.
like who is it? Big Damo, I think, or no, it was either Big Damo or Dave Mastiff. One of them is on War Sport with Grado, and the
Yeah,
other one is
it's
already in
Dave
the
Mastiff.
developmental. Is
Big Damo's in
developmental?
NXT, and
Yeah,
Dave Mastiff
yeah.
is in the motorsport.
But it was good to see Finn Balor come out and be like, "Hey, love the UK still," and then it was nice to see Tommy Yen take on Neville, even though Tommy Yen lost, which kind of, in my opinion, triggered Neville winning as a heel and then Tyler Bate winning as a face, but it was necessary because I think that Tommy Yen character is shifting away, you know what I mean, into this. It's not Alistair Black,
It's
right?
Aleister Black, yeah,
Yeah,
Aleister Black.
so he's going to be transforming, which will be interesting because I think he's going to be a heel. So seeing him one last time in the UK as a face, as Tommy End, as a send off, against Neville, Pac. So,
Yeah.
but let's just quickly wrap it up real quick. Of course, Wolfgang and Trent Seven was the big shocker for everybody, which then was Wolfgang and Tyler Bate, which was great. But I think definitely match tonight was Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews, and then the main event was pretty good. But I think definitely that Mark Andrews and Pete Dunne match that just tore the roof off the place. So, what would you give it if you had to rate the final night, not the first night, or as a whole, if you want? What would you give it? What did you say? I'd say, just to quickly answer it real quick, I'd give it a 9. Stick with what I said yesterday.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
would give
tournament.
it a nine,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Yes,
maybe a
definitely.
9.25 because they did incorporate a much more compelling story to move forward. Like now that's in the back of our head. So
Definitely, definitely.
you know, and that's a good thing with what the Cruiserweight Classic finally did with Brian Kendrick and all of that. But I think this right here will be I think Pete Dunne's such a dislikable character. You know what I mean? I think he'll really pay off. If they sign him, of course. So who really knows? Who will get signed? Who won't? Who WWE wants to tick off basically with signing champions? But great tournament, and looking like this might be an annual thing. From what I've heard, either this one or the Cruiserweight Classic or both. There's lots of rumors around what if they're going to be annual things, and then there's rumors of like a women's tournament and a Hispanic tournament also. So this will be very interesting.